Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Apologies for the lack of uploads for the last few weeks.
Yeah, so the van's been in and out of the garage for the past few weeks. Firstly, we had our MOT, which it went straight through. They did say to us the brakes weren't the best. They were just because of the brand that was on there, so we decided to swap them out just for a matter of course. But also we've been having an on-off issue with the turbo, so it's been throwing up a fault code and putting the van into limp mode now and again. And they seem to think it's just because the turbo's got sooted up, so we're trying to get some cleaner through there and hopefully that solves it. If not, we might have to have a new turbo by the look of it.
So yeah, if any of you have had the same sort of problem, please let us know in the comments what you did and if it resolved it, because hopefully will just be that easy as cleaning it.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. So we've got like a bottle of cleaner through there at the moment. We've got another spare one as well, so we're just going to run that through a couple of times and see if that resolves the issue. So this week on the van, we've been concentrating on getting some of the plumbing in and tidying up a few of the last bits that we've got along the way. So I've started trimming the bulkhead, but we're unsure what to do with the top section of that. And I've also started building some kitchen cabinets as well to get the van feeling more finished.
So yeah, we'll also show you where we're at. Obviously you can see that we've done a lot more of the cladding, and we'll also show you the shower, because I know a few people have asked about the shower tray that we're using, so we'll show you that. Also, if you've got any bulkhead solutions or what ideas or tips that you've used, please also leave those in the comments so we can have a little read.
Yeah, so our thoughts are, there's two routes at the moment. It's either leaving it open as like a general storage space or possibly putting a cupboard front on it, but we're sort of undecided of where we want to go with that at the moment.
So yeah, let's
get on with this week. So one thing we never did on the original part of our conversion before we started using the van was tidying up this bulkhead, or lack of bulkhead now. So if you remember back to our first video, we took the steel bulkhead out to give us a bit more space, and it's worked because it opens the cab up into the van itself, and it does give us a lot more light. But what we want to do, we want to go off, do some wild camping and things like that. So we're thinking of putting a curtain across here anyway. But I need to tidy up these edges first. So as you can see, because the trim isn't actually attached to anything on this back side, it does look a little bit messy. So the thoughts are to try and just carpet that over the lip of the trim and cut it down the lip. As for the top piece, probably going to put a piece of ply completely up here and make an opening so we can still get the overhead storage, because we found that really useful coming from the T5 where it was a lack of storage everywhere. It's nice to have this big space where we can put things like our towels and bedding when it's not being used. So I'm going to try and create a panel up here, possibly to only to about this location, and then leaving the rest open so we can use it as our main store. So first things first, I'm going to try and just close up some of the holes with some insulation. I think this piece up here, I'm going to go get some recycled bottle insulation. As we run out, I'm going to have to do that at a later point, but probably today the job is try and carpet these side pieces, get them looking tidy, and then we can work out what we're doing with the ply after that. So this section down here is what I'm talking about, of trying to fill in. I think my plan is to put a bit of insulation in there for now, and then where we've got the step along the back, we're probably going to build that out slightly to create like a footrest, because when we spin that chair around, the problem we're going to have is that the distance between the floor of the cab and the floor of the van is a lot different, so I think it's going to be quite uncomfortable. You're not going to be able to put your feet down. So just creating like a little lip across there, which brings us in line with the shower, just so we've got somewhere to put our feet and just make it a little bit more comfortable, and it'll sort of tie it into the cab of the van as well. ready now to just start trimming this. I've just taken the door rubber off so I can get the carpet tuck sort of into the door rubber like we've done up the top. I'm going to bring the carpet to about here, because what I want to do, like I said earlier, is put that ply piece, probably try and do it up underneath this panel if I can. I'm unsure what to do, whether to like bring another piece up here and make it a completely closed off section, or just sort of close the sides off up here. So let me know what you think in the comments. What have you guys done, or what do you think? Should I make a full cupboard up here, or just box off the sides and keep it as open as possible? So there we have it, guys. So that is the one piece of trim done for the side. So you see, I just got to try and tidy this up, just take some of these bits of glue off there and get some white spirit on there probably, and just give it a little gentle rub, and it comes off nicely. So it's all tucked underneath the seal this side, and as you can see, I think it blends quite nicely into that panel there. And of course this bit at the bottom is where we just put the insulation behind there, just to give it a bit of rigidity. And then done the same on this black panel, and all I've done is just tuck the carpet underneath there for now. As I said, I think what we're going to do is end up putting a box in from that point anyway, so it should tie it in nicely. But yeah, still unsure what to do about it here. As I said earlier, let me know what you think. I've definitely got to do some insulation up on here. See, we've just put a sheet of sound deadening up there at the moment. So my thoughts are, I'm going to fill this void with some recycled plastic insulation. Probably try and cut a bit of timber to go across this section and use the existing bolt holes. Use it as a bit of a base for the curtain rail, so we can pull a curtain across this section when we go sort of wild camping and we don't want to put the screen covers in. But yeah, whether to put just box it off down that edge, and the same on the sort of shower edge probably, and leave this open. Obviously I've got to repair this, it was cracked by the previous owner. Or do I do like a full cupboard front? I'm sort of in two minds at the moment with that one, but let me know what you think. Right guys, another day working on the van. So we need to get some plumbing in. Now we've got the shower room built, and I've started building the kitchen carcasses. I really need to concentrate on getting some of the water supplies in. So what we're going to do for the time being, we are just going to get the shower feed in, and then also a feed just behind me on this wall for the sink. So as I said in an earlier video, I want to try and keep everything on the driver's side of the van, this is, because our tank is going to sit right over the driver's rear wheel arch, or just next to it. So that means everything can just run down this length of the van. In future, I am going to put an external shower point on the back of where the tank is going to sit, so I'm going to make like a false wall with a pull-out shower. But to get us up and running, I need to get the pipework in for the shower and for the sink. So what we have got for the shower, I've managed to pick this shower valve mounting kit up, and what it is a cavity bar. So the idea is this is going to get drilled through and sit like that. The reason I've gone for this is because it's actually got 1/2 inch threads on it, so we can put our Speedfit John Guest fittings straight onto this. Obviously this side then is your standard shower valve attachment, and it gives us our perfect 150 spacing as well for the shower bar. So as that's John Guest, we're going to use John Guest throughout this. The reason I'm using that is just easy and it's quick, and if you want to add something you can just cut it out and put a joint in if you need to, or you can change it up really easily by just pushing it and then pulling the pipe out. So we're using the PEX piping, which is like the blue and red 12mm. Again, could have just gone all blue. I just chose to use some of the red for the hot feeds just so we can identify them more easily. You don't have to, it's not a, it's no different pipe, it's just different colour. You can just use black, white, or whatever you can get your hands on really, but as this was supplied by one of the caravan specialists, it made no sense not to go with the colours when they're the same price. So yeah, we're going to run a cold feed from the back of the tank. That's going to go through our Sureflow pump. We've gone for a 30 psi 7 litre per minute feed. There's 2 reasons for this. I think it's more than enough when you look at domestic installs, and also our JP heater, that's the maximum it could take. So I didn't want to go for the 10 litres per minute just because I didn't want to push any more through it than what would need ultimately to work. And when you actually work out that pressure, it's the equivalent of having a head of water about 6 stories. So if you had a 6-story block with a water tank on the top, that's the pressure you would get at ground floor. So it's a fair build up of pressure. Again, this pipe works more than capable of taking that. So we're going to run through that pump, through an accumulator, just to stop any of the sort of up and down sort of waviness you get with the water supply otherwise. Then that's going to run into our water heater for the cold feed. Then we got a hot out of the water heater which will join the cold feed. We're going to tee off, come into the sink, tee off here, and then into the shower. So it's a nice straight run, 2 tees in it, and that's it. And as I said, in the future then we can just cut into it, add that external shower point when we get a chance to do it. So let's get on with it.
going to test the water tank now just to check that there's no leaks, because knowing our luck we would put it all in and then find out that it was leaking, so we're just going to do that now.
Nice and dry. Yeah, so it's nice and dry, there's no leaks on it. It's alright. So we've got the majority of the plumbing in now. So these tails that are just sat in the drawer at the moment, they are going into the shower. So this cabinet here can move back out, and we've got some angles underneath to bring them up for the shower valve, which is roughly going to sit along this line here. Just need to measure it properly from the inside of the shower and get the height right. I've got the tails sticking up for the tap there. So this is where our sink's going to be within this unit. There's a T-piece down behind the cabinet which runs off to our heater. So you can see we've got the hot and cold into the heater. And then there's a blue pipe there that shoots off into the back, and that goes to our water tank via the pump and the accumulator. So we did get it all connected up. We connected the tank feed out and filled it up with water, and that went quite successfully. We didn't have any leaks or anything. But we're just waiting for the strainer for the pump to come, because it wasn't part of the original package that we ordered. And once that's in, we can get this filled with water and just check there's no leaks on any of the joints, especially around the heater and things like that. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. I've got a bit more cabinet making to do, so we've got another section just to add in here, which is going to be where our drawers sit, and then a seat which is going to cover the heater and all of that sort of stuff underneath.
So this is our shower enclosure. We've gone for a domestic shower tray, which is 760 by 900. We decided that we wanted to go for a domestic shower tray because the camper van ones are just a tiny bit too small for what we wanted. So we built the rest of it out of 12mm ply, and then we've cladded. We just put the little light in there. So currently we've just got this shower curtain just to give us a bit of privacy while we're away, but the end goal is to put a proper door on this. That's it for this week's video. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more van build content.
So next week I should be getting on with the rest of the kitchen. So if you want to see how we're building that, I'll do a bit of a build demo on one of the cabinets. And also we might get our side window sorted, whether it turns up or not. So that may be in the video.